I'm just interested from both the seller side and the buyer side. Are we still in a seller's market? Hey there, everyone. Dave Barlow here with the gang from Sell for 1%. I'm joined by the best-looking realtor for the last 18 years, my oldest son, Jay the Bomb Barlow. Doing my WWE impersonation there. And by the fastest, newest, upcoming, youngest son, Jaime Barlow. We're doing our term of the week this week, and I'm just interested from both the seller side and the buyer side. Are we still in a seller's market? And that's our term of the week, seller's market. It could also be flipped around and be called a buyer's market. Which do you think we're in right now, Jada Bomb?
Think that we are in a balanced market. I do not believe it is any of the above. If it was a seller's market, if it was the seller's market was really the last couple of years, maybe what? I mean, we started to feel it about 2016, but it really took off like 2018, 2019. Yeah. And then it's been, going up like 20% appreciation ever since then. So in a seller's market, the sellers hold the cards. The sellers have the leverage. They're there's not back what our situation was here and still is a situation is there's not enough inventory. And so ours was really a supply and demand issue, limited supply. Interest rates were 3%, 4%. So demand was crazy. And it put extreme pressure on prices and things, sellers. We would list things and every single listing was a paycheck. Every single listing was sold within 2 days. And so to expand on the seller side of what a seller market means, for us as real estate professionals, I think it's an environment that it creates a lot of bad habits. It creates a false sense of security that the good times are just going to keep on coming. You could just put something on the market with, as Dad would say, you could put it on with, red shag carpet and green wallpaper, and it was going to set a new record high in the neighborhood. And so, I mean, to me, those days are gone. They'll come back. It'll, that when I first got into business back around 2005, that's kind of how it was. And the last couple of years, how it's been again. And so I expect in another 5 to 10 years, it'll be that way once more. But right now, it seems that, I'll let Jaime talk about the buyers, but it seems like the buyers are more selective. The buyers have a little more leverage. Sellers are a little more desperate to, make a deal happen versus everybody fighting over that one listing.
All right. Jada Bomb thinks balanced. Jaime, what do you think?
Just to be devil's advocate, I could say it's a buyer's market. It's tough to say it's a buyer's market with 7% interest rates. There's really not a great argument, but seller's market, you're listing it and it's selling in a day or two. Balanced market, I think there's give and take, and I would say average days on market would be 2 weeks in a balanced market. So we might be getting close to that, if not there already. And then a buyer's market, I guess, would just be where, sellers are trying to get rid of the asset that they own and give it away to a buyer, essentially. So I would agree mostly with Jay that it's a balanced market. And I guess I'm interested to see what you guys would think is a buyer's market.
Well, the interesting thing, and Jay kind of touched on this, and you did as well. I think that we still are a tad to the seller side, just because of the limited inventory. And I know that if I put a property on the market, it's priced properly, then I still have 2, 3, 4 buyers wanting to buy. I think part of what we're seeing, and we're seeing a lot of price reductions in the Columbus MLS, that sellers are putting houses on the market thinking that it was the extremely hot market that we experienced a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago now. And that's not the case. There isn't 50 buyers out there and 20 of them are willing to overbid the property now. So in a balanced market, I think you're probably looking days on market average is going to be somewhere in the 30 to 45 day range. And I don't think that we're there yet. I think we're still under 20 days on average, is the average days on market for houses being sold here in Columbus. So I would say, we're not the extreme hot that we were a couple years ago, but I think we still are on the seller side simply because there is a limited number of properties available. I'm seeing myself, like I did a market analysis. I've done 3 or 4 here recently where there's nothing for sale in that neighborhood. And, that's good for that seller versus having 2 or 3 other houses for sale. And that's where the buyer market back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, we'd have 4, 5, 6 houses all on the market at the same time on the same street. And to me, that's the buyer's market. So I think it's still tipped to the seller side, but interest rates are making it a very interesting market. And so that's, I guess, my thought is that we're still on balance to the seller side, just a touch.
Yeah, I agree with that because you see it in the data. Prices are up about 3% right now in Columbus. And that's on top of 20% the year before and 20% the year before that. So, it's not going up as fast as it was, like Dad's saying. You don't have the epic bidding wars that are pushing it up. But you also don't have like prices cratering where people are giving homes away and that,
right.
Well, if I can't buy this one, I can go to the next door neighbor and make an offer on that one.
Right.
And so, the days on market, when I first got out of the business, listing contracts were 6 months long.
Yep.
And I think a lot of these guys that sign up with a 6% traditional realtor are probably still getting married to them for 6 months. But, it doesn't take 6 months to sell a house in this market.
No.
Even right now with, thing with 8%, 7.5% rates, we're in real time, we're in November as this is being recorded, which is traditionally a slower time. Things are still moving, but if you are overpriced, you're going to get punished. And I think last year you could have been overpriced and somebody would have paid that because, they could stomach the payment, and all that kind of stuff. So I think that we're coming back to the more balance, but I would agree, Dad, with you that it's still in the seller's favor. And it depends on the area.
Yep.
And here's the other wild card is like, I was in one last night showing it to a buyer, and it's in a good location in like the historic Westerville area. This house is on the market right now. It was $450. They just slashed the price to $400, so a $50,000 price drop.
Pretty big.
And we went and looked at it. It sold last year. It was listed for $340, and this guy paid $390 for it.
Yeah.
So that seller is going to lose money by the time they pay commissions on it, but he also probably overpaid for it, big time. And so, it's a weird balancing act. Not everyone overpaid that bad. And so to me, it's not like everyone is, losing money. That guy might, but for the most part, all my clients, I haven't had anyone lose money. Everyone's making money that's been, selling with us.
Sure.
So.
Well, that's a big difference when you save. On average, our sellers are saving over $10,000 in commissions. And so it makes it a little easier to make a price adjustment when you're saving that kind of money. So, all right.
What you're saying is that we're still in a seller's market here at Sell for 1%.
Well, I think the market itself is still a seller's market to a certain extent. And then with the added bonus of saving bunches of money in commissions, I have sellers all the time. I'll take the extra 10 grand. And you know what? I've not had the first seller give me the extra 10 grand. Even though I've done a great job and I become one of their best friends and I'm invited for Thanksgiving dinner, they still are not giving me that 10 grand. And so I think that that's, a definite key to any market. I mean, you have to be really good friends to give somebody 10 grand for no reason. So
the listing that I closed yesterday, and this is an example of the market kind of shifting and changing more to that balanced market. The recent sales in the springtime were going to be like 325 up to 330. And we closed at 310. And that was after 60 days of marketing. So it's not like, we were slashing price and giving the house away. I mean, we tried to get the absolute most. If you do the math on the 310, had they paid 6%, I mean, they basically did sell it for the comp price. They netted more with me at the 310 than they would have selling it at a higher price with the 6% agent involved.
Right.
I know I've got several. What I'm also seeing change in the market is I'm having and this may be related to the lawsuit going on with the National Association of Realtors. I don't know. I'm having a lot more buyers call me directly saying, I don't want a buyer agent. Can I come look at the house with you as the listing agent? The way that we do business here, our clients are going to save, another 3% in commission, another 2% in commission. And so, on those deals, Dad, I've got 2 of them going. Our clients aren't saving $10,000. They're saving almost $20,000 in commissions. It's an enormous amount of savings when you hook up with us here at Sell for 1%. And when you get the experience of Dad, the good looks of Jaysen, and the go-getting attitude of young Jaime, it's like there's no better deal. Why would you pay somebody with less experience, less know-how, 6%, when you can hire the best at 1%? To me, it's a no-brainer.
Well, with the average sales price at $350,000, that's where our clients are saving over $10,000. Let's talk about some of these houses that we're selling for $1 million.
Right.
That seller is going to save $30,000-$40,000 in commissions.
They call me off the spine. They're going to save $50,000.
Yeah.
Something costs $60,000 to sell a house.
At some point, it becomes real money. And so give us a call. The information's here on the screen. Give any of us a call. If you like this information, like and subscribe. Click the notification bell. We put out tons of content, and I'm happy to keep you guys informed with the latest in real estate here in the Columbus area. All right, guys, good discussion on being a seller's market or a buyer's market. Thanks again.